Together, we have sent the message that will echo from Wall Street to Washington, from Maine to California. And that is that the government of our great country belongs to all of the people and not just a handful of wealthy campaign contributors and their super PACs.
Well, that was the Democratic primary winner here in New Hampshire, Bernie Sanders, reveling in his defeat of Hillary Clinton. Mr. Sanders not only won, he won big. And remember, 1 year ago this week, Hillary Clinton was ahead in New Hampshire polls by 56 points. Team Clinton is already looking to downplay the loss as expected, setting their sights on the next big contests. Listen.
Now we take this campaign to the entire country. We're going to fight for every vote in every state. People have every right to be angry. But they're also hungry. They're hungry for solutions. What are we going to do? Wall Street can never be allowed to once again threaten Main Street. And I will fight to rein in Wall Street. And you know what? I know how to do it.
Mike Emanuel is live at the Clinton headquarters in Hooksett, New Hampshire. Mike?
Well, hi, Megan. Hillary Clinton said something that has become painfully obvious to her and her supporters, that she has a lot of work to do, particularly when it comes to young people. The data shows that Hillary Clinton does well with older voters in places like Iowa and New Hampshire, people who remember her from her days as First Lady of the United States. But the data also shows that Hillary Clinton is getting walloped when it comes to voters under 30 years of age. And so that's what she's talking about working on as the campaign moves forward. The Clintons are going home to New York, and then there will be a critical debate Thursday night in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. The Clinton campaign's eager to turn the page on the calendar to March, when they say that the calendar reflects a lot of states where they think they're better positioned with more diversity to win. Megan?
Mike, thank you. Well, as Bernie Sanders celebrated his victory, Team Hillary released a long memo explaining her loss. Joining us to discuss it, Kirsten Powers, Fox News contributor and USA Today columnist. Also, Robert Zimmerman, who's a Democratic National Committee member from New York, the Clinton supporter and co-founder of Zimmelman Edelson Public Relations. Let me start with you, Robert, as a Clinton supporter.
Sure. Good evening, Megan.
Look at those numbers. So she right now is losing to him by 21 points. Her goal was to keep it within single digits. What does it say that she fell so short of that goal?
Well, look, there's no question this was a significant victory for Senator Sanders, and it was a disappointing evening for the Clinton campaign. And, of course, as a Hillary Clinton proud supporter, I'm disappointed as well. But you can't let this primary contest define the campaign any more than George W. Bush or Barack Obama or Bill Clinton losing New Hampshire stopped them from winning ultimately the nomination and the presidency. What really matters is that when you move beyond New Hampshire and get into more diverse states like South Carolina that reflect the Democratic Party, reflect the face of our nation, she's winning there 68% to 30%, and amongst women 67% to 31%, because she has a message that resonates way beyond just the homogeneous environment of New Hampshire. Resonates with women and with different constituencies.
It didn't resonate in New Hampshire, but it didn't resonate like with anybody, Kirsten.
Right. She lost every demographic group except for people who made more than $200,000 and people 65 and older. So he was winning in every single demographic group. And look, she may be winning women right now in South Carolina because we're not there yet, but she got handily beaten among women by Sanders tonight. I mean, these should be the people that should be behind her. They're the people that were behind her in 2008, and she was winning them, and they're not behind her. And so I think that, well, look, I think Bernie Sanders has a message that really resonates, and that they are looking for somebody who is going to change the system and shake up the system. If you look at both people who won tonight, they have a lot in common, actually. They talk about a lot of the same kinds of things. They talk about, we're not going to be the policeman of the world, that we have bad trade deals. We're not going to have these trade deals anymore. You're getting a raw deal. The political class is screwing you over. You know, they are giving very similar messages, and I think that these are messages that both parties it's really resonating with both parties.
Well, I would really,
Go ahead,
I think it's very important to try to put this in perspective. New Hampshire has its own very unique libertarian economic view of the world, the live free and die state. Hillary Clinton won amongst women in Iowa, and she's winning nationally amongst women solidly as well. So I would be very careful not to let this define the election. Obviously, it's a tough night, but this tough night does not in any way determine the battle for the nomination.
Wouldn't you, if you had to choose being Bernie Sanders or being Hillary Clinton, wouldn't you rather be Hillary Clinton right now at this point in the race, even though he won? Because if you look at the polls going forward.
If the race was determined by New Hampshire, you'd be right. But we got 48 states to go. 56% of the delegates are being chosen in March.
All right, go ahead, Kirsten.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, because I think that she should have. It's true that this was sort of his home turf. It's his neighboring state, but she got beat really handily in a state that she won before, that her husband has a long history with, and I would be concerned if I was her, frankly. It doesn't mean. Is she
going to make some changes?
It doesn't. I wouldn't be surprised if she made some changes to her campaign, because I think, based on talking to people who are close to her campaign, they say that they feel that they should have been more aggressive with Bernie Sanders. They should have taken him as a serious threat. They should have, really tried to take him out earlier rather than letting him gain so much steam.
Yeah.
Hillary Clinton has to work much harder, and she will work much harder, reaching out to younger people, introducing herself to younger audiences. In the same way, the Sanders campaign has got to reach out to a much more diverse demographic in the Democratic Party.
She said that tonight. I mean, she acknowledged that she has work to do with them. But how could she not? Because look at the number, 39 to 60. You got to acknowledge the truth. I got to go. It's over between us.
Good to be with you.
Love you.
Good to be with you.
Don't ever change, but goodbye. Okay, Kirsten, it's good to see you too.